Hi friends, it's Petra here with already my last guest designer layout for HipKit Club, and I'm using the May main kit, embellishment kit and the coffee stain stamp from the April kits. And I'm going to show you a mixed media technique for this layout, and it's easy, it's not messy, although we try to be not messy. So I started off with fussy cutting that gorgeous flower edge paper, and I've torn a bit of that pinkish cloudy paper to set in the middle because I want to create a centered layout, and I'm going to make some rosettes. And I have skipped a huge part of creating the rosettes because my glue gun broke down and I had to make them without my glue gun, and it was a mess. So they didn't want to stick, and well, it worked out in the end, but I didn't want to bother you with that boring process. So I have cut out bits, all kinds of circles from 3 different design papers from the kit, and to be honest, I have used one cardstock paper, the light blue one, so I also used the cardstock kit, but you can also use a light blue from one of the design papers in the kit. That's of course no problem. So I am gluing down the rosettes, and as you see, one of the fussy cut flower strips has the brand strip still on it, but I did that on purpose so I have a bit more space and the flowers will be picking out a bit more. And I will simply cover it up with all those tiny circles that I have die cut out. So I'm sticking them down randomly. I don't have a preset plan for that, just what feels right, and stick it down. So and some of them I will tuck underneath that torn edge because at the moment I thought, well, nice that you have torn that paper, but when you don't see it anymore, what's the use of tearing that paper? So I have stuck some underneath that torn edge just to let it peek out and let it show itself. So again, I am creating that layout without gluing it down on the background, just to be able to get my mixed media done after I have created my entire layout. That way I think I am able to place it more accurately. So, time for the mixed media, and I will show you my oops, because for me it's not always go and it's done and it was fine at the first try. So I started off with creating a wet mixed media background, and I simply didn't like it. It didn't work. It didn't come out the way I had it in my head. So I simply tore up that paper and started over again. But I still wanted to show you because it's fine when you start something and you think, oh, this is not what I wanted. So be okay with that and just simply start over again. It's one sheet of paper, so... So I decide to use my dry oxide pads and simply brush them down along the center of the page and create a rainbow-like, well, centerpiece of ink. And I'm simply gently giving a bit of a brush over the paper. So not so too much pressure. And then the last ones, I have those darker stripes and I kind of like that. So I decided to recreate that at the top part of the layout too. So I'm really happy with how this looks because it peeks out of underneath that centerpiece. And I grabbed that coffee stain stamp from the April kit. And that's a gorgeous stamp. So I simply ink it with the same oxide I've used for that background to give it a bit more of a messy look. So time to stick down that centerpiece I've created, and I'm using some foam tape just to give it a slight elevation. So I want to finish as usual, I can say, with some splattering, and I have grabbed my oxide sprays, and I am cheating a bit with the orange because I didn't have the spray of the orange I used, so I used the right persimmon spray, which is a bit darker, but for that splattering that doesn't matter, just simply choose a color that is matching. And you can also simply wet your inks after putting them on a sheet of craft foam and then use that for splattering. I've done that in the past, but sprays are a bit more easy. So when I have done the splattering, I will add some embellishments from the embellishment kit and from the main kit, and that's simply finishing off that layout. It is a bit of a busy one, but I love how it turned out. So I love that mixed media, and for me it's also sometimes a bit of a struggle to use mixed media, but I love to use mixed media, so I always try to challenge myself to try different techniques and different things, and it's okay if it's not what you thought it would be, just simply try again. So I'm drying up with a piece of kitchen towel, and that's it. So I hope you liked it. I hope you will try it also if you liked it and be at ease with your oops. And thanks so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.